Gino, Brito, two young wrestlers, two good young wrestlers in the Great Samu and Tom Zenk.
Right. We all know Samu, the Great Samu.
Chasing that $40,000 bounty.
Right. Another protege again, we got to mention him, Tarzan Tyler, Eddy Creatchman. Tom Zenk reminds me a lot of Rick Martel. Very good physique, you can see, good upper body, got the right height and the right moves.
And loves professional wrestling. Loves this game.
Well, you have to love it. If you're going to be good at anything, Milt, you have to love it. If for you it's just a job, you're wasting your time.
Well, and that's if you want to go to the top. If you want to excel at anything, you're absolutely right. You know, you've got to put your heart and your soul into it. And Tom Zenk does that. He puts his heart and his soul into working out and into working out in the gym, taking instruction from wrestlers such as Dino Bravo, trying to learn the tricks of the trade. And it does take, based on my experience, at least 3 to 5 years inside that squared circle before a young wrestler really learns his way around the ropes.
Right. Sometimes, you know, you might have all the attributes, the conditioning, the strength, everything, but it takes a little more than that. Timing is very important. You know, if one guy can carry you, and after 10 minutes, you find out that even guys with 20-inch arms, they feel like they weigh a ton and they slow down, and that's where you have to know when to relax, when to apply pressure on your opponent, when not to, when to retreat, all that, and it comes with experience.
Well, there's some experience shown by Tom Zenk. He weighs less than Samu, yet he put him down with a shoulder tackle. A good flying press. 1, 2, count of 2 went in. Tom Zenk almost stole a very quick ball from the Great Samu. A good hip toss now by Tom Zenk, taking Samu down and over.
Well-balanced bout, you must say.
Absolutely. And we should add that Tom Zenk is outweighed, I guess, by 30 or 40 pounds by the Great Samu.
Well, he is, but you can see that he's probably even more muscular than Samu. Probably strength-wise, I'd say they're about even.
Well, Zenk rolled over by the Great Samu. Shoulders were almost pinned there, but a good side headlock, well applied by Tom Zenk on the canvas. You can see that he's grinding on. You can see how deep his arms are inside that mass of hair of the Great Samu. Zenk putting the pressure on and grinding the bone, that big bone in your forearm, against the side of the head of the Great Samu. Zenk being pushed back against the ropes, whipped off by Samu. Zenk over top of the nice leapfrog. Oh, greeted in the center of the ring by a very vicious clothesline by the Great Samu.
I think we had to expect that.
Down heavily went Tom Zenk. Front face lock taken.
Nice suplex, probably.
Way up in the air, and a suplex snapped right down. Samu is hot on the trail of that $40,000 bounty that has been placed on the head of the great King Tonga, and I believe it now applies to the head of Dino Bravo, doesn't it?
That's right. But first, let him get by Tom Zenk, because he does get a win on Tom Zenk. And, I mean, you know, it's another echelon, and eventually Bravo will have to give him a match, either for $40,000 or the championship. Oops, they just hit Adrian Desbois.
Referee down heavily.
Not too hard, I hope. No.
Well, he took both boots on the side of the head as Zenk was being swung around, airplane spin style, by some. Is he biting him now, Gino?
I guess so, huh? I don't know, we see Mad Dog the fight, Charon biting, Samu, what, they all went to the same school.
Must have. Zenk, though, showing a lot of heart, fighting back from his knees with punches to the midsection, but his face being raked by Samu. Side headlock taken out by Samu. He's got a hold of the hair, bulldogging Zenk down to the canvas. And that must hurt.
It must be. Usually it's a pinhole. No.
Count of 2.5. Count of 2.5. Zenk showing a lot of guts coming up from that.
Ooh, showing them out.
Being thrown right out, just like a sack of potatoes between the second and top rope.
But that doesn't, to me, it gives the man being thrown out time to recuperate.
Well, what I'd like to know right now is why is referee Dubois over jawing with Samu? Samu wasn't going after Zenk at that point.
Yes, Samu taking his sweet time, going outside, coming around, and if they do fight outside, let's see what Adrian did was wrong.
Well, shouldn't Dubois have been over there counting Zenk more quickly outside the ring, Gino?
He should have. What's happening now?
Zenk being picked up, rammed into the corner post by Samu, the small of the back, and body slammed on the arena floor. And that's concrete wrestling, fans. And if you don't think that hurts, you got another thing coming.
And there's no disqualification on that.
I don't understand it.
No, we talked about the competence of Eddy Creatchman, which I won't argue
He's
with.
a good referee.
He's a good referee. Why didn't he call that one?
Well,
I have to ask him. I mean, it bugs me to see that now.
there's a fine line. You know?
Slamming a man on that cement floor, ramming his back into that steel post. There has to be a limit somewhere.
There has to be, you're right. You know, a lot of wrestling fans ask me, why aren't more wrestlers disqualified? And the only answer I can give them is this, is the referee has to use some judgment. In virtually every wrestling match you see, if the rules were being enforced absolutely 100%, there'd be a disqualification in every match.
That's right, but when the wrestlers would have to rely more on their skills then, instead of brutality?
Well, perhaps, and yet the fans would be somewhat cheated, wouldn't they, Gino? I mean, the referee does have to use some discretion, but body slamming on the arena floor, that's another story. That's not the same as the odd punch or the odd kick or the odd...
No, I'm all for a good punch once in a while, a good help.